we find that if you really get to the core of meaning about philanthropy, its literal translation is love of mankind. And really the purpose of philanthropy is really to try to improve the human condition, to make life better for people, to make things better in terms of any particular person or organization's being. And so in that kind of context, we have a very large global mission. It's one that I think resonates with lots of people. Now, the reason we have a program like this, where we try to give some special experience to some of our interns, is because there aren't enough people, in my opinion, particularly young people, who really know that this kind of profession and opportunity exists. And so we have taken it on, along with some other major public universities in the country, to have a more formalized internship program. Because one of the things we want to do as part of our mission is to try to grow this field, to make this field seem exciting because it is, and to make it seem meaningful and worthwhile because it certainly is that as well.
We take approximately between 9 to 11 students, either whether they're seniors or graduates of Penn State, and immerse them in an 11-week program designed to bring them to a better understanding of development principles at Penn State and how we raise money.
So one of the most exciting projects I worked on this summer was preparing a presentation for a large solicitation early in June. I worked from an existing presentation on the Engineering Leadership Development minor and worked to enrich it with photos and a video and ways that we can make it a little bit more interactive for the potential donor that it was being used for.
One of the projects that I'm working on this summer is compiling an intern spotlight for the WPSU interns, which will be featured on all social media outlets. I'm working with marketing to coordinate the pictures and bios with the interns, and it's just a really fun project seeing this come to life.
One project that I really enjoyed was the Philip S. Skell Memorial Trustee Scholarship. I did a direct mail solicitation for that, so it was actually pretty intense going through AWA and finding all of the alumni who would have had Dr. Skell as a professor, who got their PhD here, and who have also given to the university in the past.
So there's a couple of projects I've been working at the Office of Annual Giving. One of them is compiling a direct mail analysis in which I'm analyzing what we have done before, what we haven't done, and what other universities are doing in their direct mail appeals.
Well, I restarted the Instagram, which is really fun because I'm learning a lot about hashtags, and a project we just started is kind of like a take on Humans of New York. We're doing like a Humans of the Libraries, so I'm getting to go around the libraries and interview employees, students, get like one quote about why they're there and why the library matters to them, and take some artsy photos of them. So that's been really fun because I love getting to meet people and just talk with them.
Being able to sit in on the meeting that research did for Schreier, to be able to compile people to help with our efforts as a college to connect with alumni, friends, different constituents. It was incredible, the data mining that Terry did, and that she was able to produce the office and how we're able to implement it into the future plans and moving forward.
The most interesting thing so far has been to see how each of the traveling staff connects with these donors and who they work with. The relationships are really unique and special with each individual person, and you grow a new appreciation for this profession by seeing how strong those relationships are.
One of my favorite things that I've gotten to do so far is to go on a trip to meet a potential donor. He was the former Commandant of the Navy, and getting to have lunch with him was just really neat to experience all the different people that we really do get to work with in development.
So I got to do a project where I benchmarked with other units. So I got to talk to either stewardship coordinators or development assistants of the different units and find out about their campaign committees and compare that to the College of Education so that we could improve ours moving forward. So I got to learn a lot about the different units and a lot about the campaign too, so that was really helpful.
The people in my office are really collaborative, and they're always asking each other for advice and how to best approach a situation with a donor or a relationship. And I think that it makes a really collaborative environment, and it makes everyone do better with their jobs, which I think was very interesting and really cool for me to see.
The Friday sessions are designed so that all the interns are removed from their work units, pulled together as a group to either do a community service project, to be immersed in listening to a donor, to take field trips such as the Children's Hospital at Hershey, Penn State Altoona campus, or other locations, try to bring all the interns together as a group to have a little more social harmony as far as work group.
I really loved when we had Kelly Outland from Hershey. She has so much information to give us, a lot of really great advice, not only about working in development, but also just being, a woman in a professional field.
One of my favorite trips that we've taken so far was to Hershey Med. I loved seeing all the simulators and all of the neat things that they have going on there.
Whenever we were talking with people individually and we asked, what was your favorite gift? And they had different answers depending on I guess the popularity of the gift, so to speak, or something that just struck a chord with them personally.
I really enjoyed on Fridays hearing from the major gift officers and some of the bigger donors, because you see that a lot of the things they're saying overlap about why they do what they do, how much they care about personal relationships and passions, and I've kind of seen that development is not this isolated field. It also, goes into everyone's lives and kind of what they want to do with their lives. So that's really cool to hear about those personal stories.
I really liked going to Penn State Altoona because I think here at University Park we hear, of course I love University Park, but we hear all about it here, and I think it was good to see how other people are connected to different campuses, like especially Penn State Altoona, and there we got to hear a panel of donors, so that was really interesting just to hear their stories and how they're connected.
The program that we have now to date, we have tried to, over time, tweak it a little bit, but we are, first of all, really appreciative of the caliber of students that apply. We have hired probably 7 or 8 or even up to 10 of them. Some have started here and gone someplace else. We've actually had, I think, at least one intern who has left Penn State and then come back and is working with us, and we think that's a great success story as well. So we think it's an obligation that we have, and it's actually more than an obligation. It's really, I think, a pleasure for us to see young people interested in this work.
I like that the interns are getting an experience that they might not have even thought of originally. That's how I got involved in development, and so having interns get that experience in something that they might not have thought about going into is really exciting for me.
The energy and the enthusiasm that they bring to the different projects that we give them. We give them this idea, and then they come up with creative ways to make it a reality.
Having an intern is a great opportunity to explore new projects that hopefully will turn into crucial initiatives in the future.
It is getting to meet someone new each year with a different background, and I must say we've been one of the original participants when this started a number of years ago, and it's great to see the people going through and what's happened to their careers once they've left.
She brings a lot of energy and enthusiasm to the office, and excitement to learn, and then that gets us all excited to really think about what we're doing day to day, why we do it. It really allows us to focus more on that, and that's very exciting. Plus, just the projects she's taken on has been a big help to our office as well.
My favorite thing about having Erica as our intern was really being able to provide some services to faculty that we work with that we don't normally get to do because we don't have extra staff around the office. So one thing in particular was really when we're working on projects and we get some foundations back from research, being able to get a lot more information about their specific interests and where they funded before and provide that to faculty just helps us to sort of do a better job with fundraising.
To get her fresh perspective on how we do things, because I've been in my position for 5 years now, so you can get into a bit of a rut sometimes. You just do things the same way, so it's been great to have Megan come in and say, oh, well, why don't we try this, try something new. So that's been my favorite part of it.
As someone who really went into fundraising right after I graduated from college 100 years ago, is that I really wish that there had been a program like this because it certainly would have helped me with some of my choices and to be better prepared for the career and being a part of this great profession.
I'm very proud that Penn State has such a strong tradition in educating young people in the field of philanthropy. I think that in 5 years that we've been doing the program, we've learned a lot about what's important to help our interns be successful as they go out into this field, hopefully in this field, both at Penn State and other organizations. As we look to the future, I know that the alumni of the program, who we're still very much connected to, the current graduating interns, and the interns to follow, not to mention the depth of our team here internally, will really work together to evolve the program into something that's even more inspiring than it is today.